So, it's been a while since I did one of these reviews proper. Not really much to say. Life stuff has been getting in the way. Long story short, I was busy and now I'm less busy. Okay, moving on. Welcome to the Manga Aficionado. I am MangaMatt, and for our return to form here, I'm going to be talking about a manga series that I've been wanting to talk about ever since it came out back in 2012. I am, of course, talking about Thermae Romae. Thermae Romae is the story of Lucius Quistus Modestus, a Roman bathhouse architect that inexplicably time travels to modern-day Japan. At the series' start, Lucius has grown distraught about losing his work as an architect, his plans not being creative or unique enough for his employers. He's also let down by the state of things in the baths. He remembered how it was simpler and less crowded than it is today. All this changes when he notices a hole at the bottom of a hot tub in a bathhouse and mysteriously finds himself in modern-day Japan.
Must be some kind of hot tub time machine.
Here, he sees or experiences something related to bathhouses or bathroom aesthetics and decides to take some of that knowledge back with him to incorporate into his ancient Roman bathhouse designs. Following him through the series, Lucius's ingenuity grants him high praise, which in turn puts him in the good graces of the emperor and notoriety in the whole city-state. This is then counterbalanced with his growing affection to Satsuki, a woman who works as a teacher of ancient Roman culture, who is the only person that he can talk to in Latin when he's in modern Japan. Eventually, Lucius will have to decide between his two great loves across the two timelines. What I find so fascinating about this series is the attention to detail. Yamazaki is clearly a fierce enthusiast of Roman architecture, and it doesn't go unappreciated, as it helps to set the stage before being juxtaposed with the people and places in modern Japan. For a lesser writer, it would have been so easy to make the story a string of fish out of water scenarios, with Lucius doing something out of place in modern times and making that the crux of the series. Yamazaki instead has Lucius treat everything he sees as dead serious. Lucius thinks that he is actually being whisked away to a different land instead of traveling through time, so he thinks the Japanese are just a more developed civilization. And as an architect, he sees beyond just the convenience or novelty of inventions like shower heads or soap dispensers. He sees them as a legitimate threat to him and his people. At first, he feels defeated. He spent his life devoted to bathhouses, and these other people have things made of plastic, which he can't even wrap his mind around. To him, seeing technology applied to just their baths can only mean much worse for their advanced military. The art style is very interesting and welcoming to new manga readers. It strays away from the traditional big expressive eyes and stylized clothing and keeps the aesthetics downplayed for the most part. The Romans all have this look like they were drawn to resemble the Roman sculptures we see of them today. It's a good change of pace if you're looking for something different. And that's really the best word I can describe this series as. It's different. It's not like a lot of these other romance, comedy, time travel subplot movies, which, trust me, it's actually kind of a thing. But unlike a lot of those other ones that I looked up, or even the few that I actually have seen before, this focuses a lot more on kind of the development and sort of focus on the actual interactions with the characters and really develops you rather than making the romance the main plot. And I think that really works to its advantage. Honestly, in this series, the romance subplot doesn't even start until 2/3 of the way through the series. I mean, that should tell you enough right there. Now, as far as things go with the series, there is one spoiler I'm going to give about this, and honestly, it's kind of going to make it or break it for you with this series, which is why I'm sort of okay with telling this part, okay? Now, in this series, you do not ever actually find out how or why or the rhyme or reason as to how it is that Lucius is traveling from ancient Rome to modern day Japan. It's never explained by any sort of scientist or historian or anything. And honestly, me being a big sci-fi nut as I am, I actually welcomed it because it's never an important plot point for Lucius or Satsuki or any of the other characters in here as to the whys and hows of it. Just that this is something that's happening. And if you're wanting to read this series to find out that specific detail, then you're probably reading this series for the wrong reasons or the wrong kind of satisfaction out of it. But if you're going into a series like this and you want some fun romance and comedy and maybe some really nice looking bathhouse architecture kind of thing, and or even learn some about ancient Roman bathhouses, then this is definitely the series for you. The English edition is put out by Yen Press in these gorgeous hardcovers. They all have these nice little dust jackets on them. I kind of wish that they were a little less pricey, but for what you buy, there's gorgeous high gloss paper, and every single chapter in here actually includes an afterword by Marie Yamazaki talking about either her experience writing the series or collecting research on Roman bathhouses or just any other little tidbits. So it's definitely jam packed to make it worth your while if you choose to pick it up, which I highly recommend. I'm MangaMatt, and I hope to see you on the next Manga Aficionado.
Three coins in the fountain, each one seeking happiness, thrown by three hopeful lovers. Which one will the fountain bless? Three hearts in the fountain, each heart longing